Well, hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. I hope you enjoyed the watch along. Loads of people over there. Great to see a lot of you over there as well. I think at one point we had 2,100 people over there. You mad, mad people. But we're back here talking Villarreal versus Leeds United. A good outing from the Whites. I thought there was a little bit maybe of negativity in the chat, especially when Villarreal scored. This is kind of what we ended up with when it comes to Leeds United, guys. This just in the bottom corner when it comes to the QR code. It's a sponsor that I'm going to speak to you about in just a second. But I thought Leeds United overall, the composition of the midfield was decent. I think we need to get Tanaka in there for a little bit more of that vertical build-up effectiveness, because it feels when he came on, that's when you started to see Leeds really liven up when it comes to the progressive nature out from the back and the forward passing in effect between the lines, because we weren't really seeing that before. But I thought Stack had a really good start to the game. I think overall as well, when you're looking at the likes of Ethan Ampadu, I think he's growing into preseason, which is fantastic to see as well. So another goal for Joel Peru as well, of course, who's definitely trimmed down this season. And I actually thought when you took a step back and you looked at the game, his hold-up play was pretty decent as well. Nemetra starting the game as well, which we're seeing a lot. We're seeing a heck of a lot of, which I don't mind whatsoever, to be honest with you. I think he does start maybe ahead of Peru. I think you see that with Daniel Farke's selection as well. Willie Gnonto, I thought Pascal Struijk in particular, when it came to those two, were very, very good. And naturally, are a little bit underrated in a sense when we're trying to look at players of which we're excited by, and you want to look at the new glossy players, don't you? You want to look at Goodmanson, you want to look at Stack, you want to look at players a little bit further forward. But I thought Struijk, especially when you're looking at Everton, where he's going to have to come in, was really good in sort of that first half, was very, very impressive and sort of built on that Man United game where I thought he was a little bit loose in that second half. But Leeds United are naturally missing, in my opinion, that maverick in BILAL KHANNOUSS. And guys, we're going to get into that guy in just a second, but here's a word from our sponsor of this video. Well, thank you, Conor, for just tuning over to me there. Guys, we have a sponsor of the video today, a specific sponsor, Tester Up. Now, do you spend a lot of time on your phone? My goodness, I spend way too much time on my phone. I think it's about 8 or 9 hours per day. And if you are doing that, don't be scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. You can earn money by signing up to Tester Up, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do so. So everybody, this app is called Tester Up. You literally download the app, you sign up, you play a game or answer some survey questions, and then you get paid for it. That's how simple it is. Now, all I've done with this app is downloaded 3 games, given my feedback, answered surveyed questions on it, and I've been paid. And guys, when I've done these 3 games that I've downloaded, it is so easy to get involved. So make sure you do it. It's free of charge. It's very easy to get paid. You get paid within 24 hours. I've mentioned the Trustpilot rating of 4.2 with 3 million users worldwide. And per app test, yes, per app test, you can earn 80 quid. Why wouldn't you get involved? So guys, there is a QR code on screen now. If you would like to hit that QR code, download the app. Why not, everybody? Well worth it. Try Tester Up today, or the link is in the description below. Enjoy it. There you go, everybody. So if you want to try Tester Up as well, did you see the lineup there as well? That was good one. Igor Pajau recorded that video a while ago, and Rodrigo Muniz in there. Rodrigo Muniz and Igor Pajau are definitely players of which we could use today. If you want to listen, catch up with the old Tester Up there, everybody, you might as well get involved. Why not? The QR code is there if you just want to scan your phone on. But yeah, and I thought overall, when you were looking at it, the overall picture, I think how Leeds ended the game as well was with certain personnel in there that want to start the game. I thought Aronson had a little bit of an on and off game. Actually, thought in the second half he got a lot stronger. But I thought when Ramazani came on, that was the flame really of which we needed in that first half. I thought in the first half we just desperately lacked a creator. We desperately lacked someone with a little bit of drive through the midfield as well, ball carrying ability, and the willingness to take someone on and drive through the heart and be brave. I thought as soon as Ramazani came on, it was almost the balance to Nonto, and he came off for Nonto because it was on that left-hand side, wasn't it? But it'd have been nice to see them both together. But where would you have started them both? Because maybe Leeds are now focusing on Nonto on that left and Ramazani on that left, because surely you'd have tried at least one of them on the right during the game, which Daniel Farke didn't. So maybe that's a little bit of a venture to what might happen, a look ahead, a vision. So wait and see on that one. But I do like that from Daniel Farke. Thought Gabby Goodmanson looked really good as well. In his duels in particular, I thought he was decent. I thought at points maybe he gave that right winger a little bit too much space, but that's if I'm being absolutely picky. But I just know in the Premier League, you cannot give them any space. You've got to be so tight to these world-class wingers, but not too tight because they might be able to get it around you and spin you spin you as well. So lots to take into consideration. I think we definitely missed Jaden Bogle, especially with how he's been in preseason, which has been very, very positive. I think Jaden Bogle's been one of the standouts, especially, in that Man United game where he was working against the press, he was working in the tight spaces, the pockets, going forward defensively. I thought he was aggressive. So we missed him today. So hopefully there's not too much on that injury, especially with Dan James injury as well, and Lucas Perry, the new goalkeeper signing. But I feel overall against the side, the bookies are predicting in La Liga to be right up there in terms of fifth, sixth position. I thought we really handled it well. I thought, Nicola Pepe in particular for them in the first half was causing us a few problems. Cardona as well looked very good on the ball. He was the man we were speaking about Leeds potentially getting earlier on in the window. But I think overall we know where Leeds need to improve. We're all very, very aware of Leeds where Leeds need to improve. I think Bilal Al Khanous is a player of which I feel would help Leeds in that vertical build-up. If you've got Al Tanaka, who has to be in there, and building up through him, I think you can see the class of Al Tanaka and how we're able to really, really effectively find the forward players with Tanaka in there. He's able to disguise his passes. He's able to throw in a few feints before passing it as well with his left or right foot. And there was an instant change, I thought, when he came on in terms of the tempo. So I feel with Stack and Ampadu, they had a good game. But I think when you're actually looking at it now, we've taken a step back and looked at pre-season, you kind of have to have a Tanaka in there to build up through the middle. Now, if you don't have that and you maybe have someone like Bilal El Khanous dropping a little bit deeper and then Stack and Ampadu can find him in the half spaces, that aids Leeds United as well. That's taking the responsibility off Al Tanaka a little bit, especially if you're going to put maybe Bilal El Khanous in that number 8 position, and not go further forward. He's going to be really good in that midfield sort of, conversation, especially if he's partnered with Al Tanaka. Leeds will be able to get into the thirds really quickly because I thought some out of the defensive third into the attacking third. Because I thought sometimes in that first half, Leeds were a little bit slow in terms of ball progression. Now with Tanaka in there and Bilal El Khanous, it'll be a lot quicker. But then it feels like you then kind of have to have maybe a little bit more of a quicker centre forward as well, because Bilal El Khanous is naturally going to be splitting the right back and the centre back and the centre back and the left back. A Leicester fan came into the chat a little bit earlier on. And he said, mate, he's top 6 quality. He is top 6 quality. He created 42 chances for Leicester last season. Unfortunately, if you've not got the quality and caliber in and around him from an offensive standpoint, you're going to really struggle there. And I don't think they have the players in to protect him as well thoroughly, and Ndidi and Skip, because it can't just be protectors. It's got to be facilitators as well in terms of just aiding him, getting him the ball and allowing him to be the creator that he is. So I think Leeds missed a bit of a maverick in there. I'll be brutally honest today. I think it was pretty clear. But I'm happy with what we're seeing. I think there's evident partnerships in there. I think there's a lot to be positive about. And when you kind of look at it overall with how we started and how we ended the game, a lot people might be a little bit critical to Villarreal's goal. I thought Villarreal's goal was really good, but I thought there's positives when it comes to some of our development in and around the sort of playing squad. What I would say is there was, I would say overall there was maybe 3 or 4 standout performances. I thought the set plays were a little bit of an improvement as well, something to focus on from an attacking standpoint. But yeah, I think we need to increase on that front in terms of volume and being effective with set pieces with the size of the players that we have, especially with BR with Stack. Maybe you just need someone with a good delivery, putting the ball in there, and maybe a Maverick coming in would aid that. So we'll have to wait and see. Leeds are in a stage right now where players have to come in. I think when you do look at the overall standpoint of our attack, when you're looking at Ramazani, there is one player right now in that attack who brings you that pace, who brings that ball carrying, who attacks the center of the pitch and brings that tenacity for me, and it is Ramazani. Um, I think the manager has to treat him in a way where he's giving him more minutes this season. I think that has to happen, and that is up to Daniel Farke because you've got a real weapon there, and you've seen that through pre-season as well, where he's been really effective and sharp. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Make sure you're checking out Tester Up, and I will see you in a bit, guys. Cheers.